Yes, I had called back here because I was concerned about my son. So I got the call on the machine that he has been released 8 o'clock, said 8:30 Saturday morning, Sunday morning. That was Sunday. And so I waited all day trying to wait and kept calling and calling. Couldn't get nothing. And nobody. And finally, for the night, I got a call that this is my son in the jail has been found. And I still couldn't believe that. And they gonna say he been released and not contact me in no kind of form and way or try to get in contact with me. That's not so. I'm all over the system back here. Everywhere. They know where the family at, not just him and me. The family, entire family, they knows. You know. And don't tell me about they didn't have anything or this or that. To get in contact with him 15, 14 years ago. That's not so. You can't tell me that. I just give you the address when he was arrested for misdemeanor. Misdemeanor he was arrested for. And just give them the correct address. Birthday and everything of his. And then they gonna tell me this. You can't tell me that. And well, if that's so, why not let me see my son? I'm not satisfied. I want to see him. If you're not hiding anything, let me see my child. It's not your child. You didn't have him. I did. And any mother gonna feel the same way. They want to see their child. And he is a human being. Been loved. And will be continue loved, and he's not here. He have a daughter. This is his daughter. 21 years old. He have brothers and sisters. Father. And a mother. So why not? He not a dog. He's a human being. He is a human being. So you think about that if you got kids, or you got one, or when you have one. You got one foot in the grave and one out the grave. When you giving birth to them. Any mother could tell you that. And I had 7, I know. So they can't tell me that. They cannot tell me that. Something wasn't up. I can't see my child. They tell me to go to the coroner's office. I go to the coroner's office. Then when I get there, they don't even have a picture they could show me. He tell me they don't have nothing. And that's a lie. They have pictures. They have pictures. They have something. They got his picture when he came in here. They got pictures. You can't tell me you ain't got nothing of him. And I couldn't see him. So I don't want to hear it till I see my son. Let me see him. That's all I want to do, see my son and put him in peace. And I'll be in peace. I want to see my child.
And so you've heard from the mother about the struggles. And one of the things she said again, that they told her that her son had been released. Not that he had expired.
That was all day.
And that was all day, she said.
Sunday,
they
all
kept
day
telling
long.
her that her child had been released. So a mother's looking for, when you say release, you're looking for somebody who had been released from the prison.
And I said, no, that's not him. He haven't been released. Contact nobody.
Right.
Ain't gotten in touch with nobody. No, that's not him.
Can you share what happened at the coroner's office?
At the coroner's office, I went to see my son. Talked to the man. Went there and sit down. I asked him, when did I want to see the body? Let me see him. We can't do that. We can't show him. We can't not see him. We, did what we had to do. And this and that. I don't want to hear all that crap. That's my child. You had no business touching it without getting in touch with me in the beginning. They could do what they want because he was in here. But we have rights too. We have rights too. We had them. They didn't have them. You know? We all got rights when he back here. But I got more rights I had him.
So one of the things we're asking from the coroner's office is, one, why this family couldn't view the body to identify him. And they were told that in order for them to view the body, they had to make arrangements through a funeral home in order to get the body.
They rushing me about get the body.
But how can I make arrangements for a body? I don't even know if it's mine or not. And so, you know, we have a lot of unanswered questions that we need answered, specifically from the sheriff's office, from the coroner's office. And one of our acts is that to the mayor, that the mayor step into this picture. We have a consent decree about the jail, about the violence that's going on inside the jail. And we're asking the mayor to implement the evacuation order. They have a standing evacuation order that if we have a Category 3 storm in the Gulf, that people in jail for misdemeanor offenses be released. Well, there's a Category 5 storm going on inside the jail, given all the violence that's going on. So we're asking the mayor to step in, use the executive order, the city council use the executive order, and start letting these low-level offenders out of the jail who shouldn't be in the jail. And one of the things we hear again to kind of like say again is that, you know, there's no deliveries today. Nobody should be coming into a jail that's unsafe. You shouldn't come into a jail for a misdemeanor offense or any offense for that matter and never get the opportunity to be released back to their family. And so, you know, one of the things we're asking again that the City Council Criminal Justice Committee hold an emergency hearing about the concerns of what's going on in the jail, just like they overnight had this criminal justice hearing today about the lack of 911 operators at the police department. Well, we need somebody 911 hear about this jail. Because this is very, very serious for us in our community, that every time somebody comes into jail, it's always a tragic event, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And we have, you know, the whole extended family. The mother's here, the daughter, the grandmother, the aunts, the uncles, everybody's here in support of this. And so the biggest question is that why nobody's giving answers. The sheriff is saying that he contacted the mother. Well, you just heard the mother say nobody contacted her about what happened to her child. And so I think we need to raise the questions about why is there so much secrecy, covert action going on around this particular incident, why the coroner is not being transparent about this. And one of the things we want, the family want, is an independent autopsy to find out actually why her child died inside of the jail. We have received stories from folks inside the jail that it didn't go down the way that the sheriff department said it happened. So we're just asking everybody to stand with this family, stay strong and support them throughout this whole ordeal until we can get answers about what happened Saturday night inside the jail. Any questions?
Did you have higher expectations now that federal oversight had begun?
We do have high expectations, but you know, the thing about expectations, like good intentions, until somebody make them manifest, we have somebody monitoring the jail. At the court hearing a couple of days ago, the monitor talked about the continued violence that's going on inside the jail. It seemed like nobody has stepped up to address that particular concern. If you check university records, 73 people a month on average is going to university hospital for all kinds of infractions. Inmate on inmate violence, inmate on guard violence, guard on inmate violence. The place is not safe for the folks who work here, nor for the folks who are being housed. And so it seems like we really have a crisis that's going on inside the jail that needs to be addressed immediately.
Did anybody tell you what happened to your son, ma'am?
No. Anybody back here?
Anybody, the sheriff, the coroner, did anybody tell you what happened?
Not until after, when I came back here to the sheriff's office.
You don't believe that anyway.
I came back here to the sheriff's office and spoke to him. But, you know, it told me about the heart attack and this and that. I never knew nothing about a heart attack or that he had a bad heart, you know. So I know he had a little pressure where I suffer with pressure myself, you know, and But why nobody could? I told the sheriff, ask him, well, why nobody gotten in touch with me when this happened? It's supposed to happen, you know. Contact me some kind of way.
You know, one other question is raised that if it was an altercation inside the jail, why wasn't somebody disciplined from the altercation? Because if somebody would have been disciplined, the standard protocol, if folks have a fight inside the jail, both of them examined by some medical staff to see that nobody's harmed, and then somebody is separated from another person. They're put in segregation. So why none of this happened? None of the protocols, this just sounds too fishy. This sounds very fishy about what happened in this particular situation and the lack of transparency, not only from the Sheriff's Department, but also from the coroner's office.
Tell me about your son.
Family, you know,
I tell you,
family man, father.
the type of daddy my daddy was, he was good to me. I love my daddy, no matter what. He was my rock in the whole place, you know. I mean, ain't nobody else like him. That's my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's right.
he'll get a shirt off his back for a homeless person. That's the type of man he was. He was a good man, you know. He had a good heart, big good heart.